Hey everybody, it's me, Crazy Frankie, and I'd like to welcome you to my Week 8 4 key game picks. Before I get into that, well, a little bit of thoughts from week number 7. Wasn't really too much to talk about in week 7, other than probably the only major point I had to make from last week's picks, obviously, was the New York Giants. Now, it was a hell of a game that Washington and New York played, and I have to give a lot of due to Robert Griffin. I mean, that guy played spectacular last week, and they almost won the football game. Give RG3 a lot of credit. He made some fantastic plays and really just came so close to beating the Giants. But Eli Manning, as he's been doing a lot lately, he's known for comebacks. And that last drive he made was a big one. I think a lot of questions are on a lot of people's mind right now. I mean, after I stated them from the Atlanta Falcons, as I stated they were the best team in football, am I beginning to wonder, what about the Giants? Could they be, for the moment right now, the best team in the NFL, even though they do have some losses and the Falcons don't? The way I'm seeing the New York Giants, at least for the moment, this is only for the moment right now, because remember, we still have another 9 weeks of football left in the regular season. At least, as for my power rankings, I will put the Giants, maybe for the moment right now, as the best team in the NFL. Jets. They almost beat the Patriots. Obviously, Tom Brady struggled in that game, even though they won. And there's a lot of questions. If you're a Patriots fan, there's got to be a lot of questions wondering. I mean, this is a game that you would think the Patriots would have blown out the Jets in this one. Turns out, didn't happen. Did not happen. Jay Cutler and the Bears able to hold off the Lions. But I don't know. I would be a little bit discouraged, though. I mean, if you watch the Monday night game between the Lions and the Bears, I mean, the Lions only won 13-6. And you got to wonder if there's a big concerns in the offense for the Chicago Bears. Lions, they could have tried another comeback, but really the Chicago defense, they buried Stanford in the grass all game long. I didn't see the Monday night games I had class, so I saw the highlights of it, and yeah, no question, they tear them apart. It's really tough to say right now going into week 8 as we head in towards the mid part. As we head towards the mid part of the regular season, going into week 8, the annual game in London. I feel bad for all the people in London. You're gonna get a crappy football game. The Patriots are back, and they will be taking on the St. Louis Rams. The Rams, they ain't that great this year. I highly doubt we're gonna see any. I doubt this will be even a game. So anybody in Great Britain or who's going to London to see this game and all, it's going to be a major blowout in that game. That's not even going to be a football game at all. Anyways, enough chit chat. Let's get into week 8, shall we? This week is I would say there's probably only a couple of key games I would see here, but since it's my 4 key game picks in the title here, I have to pick 4 games as the ones maybe to watch or maybe to consider watching. My first game to watch, probably going to be a good one here. It's going to be the Atlanta Falcons and the Philadelphia Eagles. If you're an Eagles fan right now, this is it. This is it. Michael Vick, the offense and the defense have got to answer the critics right now because they're getting slammed. They're getting slammed in the media lately for their lackluster of play. And even though they fired their defensive coordinator. Was it no offensive coordinators? No, I apologize. It was offensive coordinator. I don't think that Andy Reid's not on the hot seat. He is. No question that if they don't get a turnaround soon, remember the Giants are still ahead in the division by 1 game in the NFC East. The Falcons are still undefeated, but this game is in Philly though, and really you would think the Falcons are still a favorite in this one. As an Eagles fan. As I kind of watched the Eagles a little bit. I kind of like the Eagles a bit. This is a game I think they're going to make a statement here. This to me, Michael Vick, he needs to be flawless, completely flawless in this game, and I think he can. And I can see. I mean, this is probably one of my gamble picks right here. I'm going to say the Eagles upset the Falcons here. That's going to be probably one of my few upset picks, but not my official upset pick. No, it will not be my official upset pick. Atlanta's on the road, even though they're playing very well, but they're off. I've noticed some struggles they've had at offense and defense-wise. So if the Eagles can exploit those previous games the Falcons have had, I think, to me, the Eagles could come out and shock everybody. And I think I see it happening. This one's a gamble pick right here, so I'm going to say Eagles over the Falcons. Key game number 2, a big one here. The New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys, lucky to get a win last week, but they got a red-hot New York Giants team. Remember, they beat them in Week 1, but this is not going to be the same team. This is a team that the Cowboys are going to struggle with. This is not the same Giants from Week 1. The Giants have gotten together, and I'm sorry, Cowboys fans, it's this time I think the Cowboys this time the Cowboys will end up losing. I hate to say it. If you're a Cowboys fan and all that, the Giants are red hot right now, and the way the team has been the way the Cowboys have been struggling lately, I mean, Tony Romo's going to have to be flawless in this game in order to get this win here, even though they beat the Giants already. But this is not the same team right now. This Giants team is much tougher. I see the Giants winning. I'm going to say they're going to win easily. This won't be much of a game, but I say the New York Giants end up winning. They'll get to retribution. Giants over the Cowboys. Key game number 3, the Saints at the Broncos. Drew Brees against Peyton Manning. Last time these two met, Super Bowl 44. And of course, at the time, Peyton Manning was with the Colts. But Drew Brees and the Saints ended up winning that game, and of course they were the champions that year. Will we see revenge in this game? I don't know. Peyton Manning, even though that comeback, even though that was they had the enormous comeback against my Chargers, it's something I will not get into. But the Saints right now have a chip on their shoulder right now, and they need all their games from now on. They have to be wins, because any loss pretty much will put them out of contention, because they already have 4 losses on their record, and another loss pretty much will hurt their playoff chances if they even want a shot. Peyton Manning, the Broncos, they fell behind 24-0 in that game against the Chargers, even though they came back and won. If the Saints get on a roll, I think it's going to be a shootout here. This is going to be a clear shootout. Close game, no doubt. Could come down to a field goal. Could come down to a touchdown. Possibly could go into overtime. But I'm going to go with the Saints here because they're playing out of desperation and they need to win badly. I mean, the Broncos could probably afford maybe one loss for the time being, because, like I said, there's too many questions going on with all the other teams in the AFC West, meaning my Chargers. So I would say I'm going to go with the Saints here. I think from the Broncos standpoint, if there's a game they probably could afford to lose, it'd probably be this one. They could probably afford to lose a game here, because really the AFC West is a sorry division. It's going to come down to the end between the Broncos and the Chargers no matter what. So I would say the Saints win. They're going to win out of desperation here. My 4th key game, obviously this is my official upset here, as we have the Seattle Seahawks going to the Detroit Lions. Seahawks didn't play all that well against the 49ers. If you would think they're going to Detroit, they're going to this time in Detroit, and I know a lot of you are probably thinking, oh, this won't even be a game. I think it's going to be a game. This is going to be a game. Detroit, even though they only scored I think it was 7 points. Yeah, 7 points. They only scored 7 points last week. I think if they can get it together, I think, to me, they'll beat the Seahawks here. The Seahawks, they still have a lot of questions here. I don't know if I'm ready to say they're a complete team right now. Remember, they have a rookie quarterback. I mean, really, the only star on that Seattle Seahawks team is really Marshawn Lynch. I mean, you have to give them the ball against the Detroit defense in order for them to win this game. But this is Detroit's moment right now. They need to win. They're another team that also needs to win desperately to keep their playoff hopes alive, to even want a shot. Now I know I picked the Lions last week against the Bears, and I didn't win that one. But this time I'm going to gamble. I'm going to gamble again on this one. I'm going to say the Lions beat the Seahawks here. Seahawks are an up and down team. You never know. One week they're dominating, the other week they struggle. And for this Lions team, they're a team that is desperate for a win right now. And I'm going to say the Lions beat the Seahawks here in an upset. This is going to be my official upset pick here. Not that much intriguing games this week in week number 8, because a lot of teams are in bye weeks. But as soon as we head towards Thanksgiving and all, that's when things start to heat up, and it's going to come down to the stretch right now as we head towards the midpoint of the regular season. Those are my picks, everybody, and I hope to see you next week for Week 9, 4 key game picks. Until then, I will see you all next week. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy your Sunday. Take care.